Hello and welcome to the what did you man, I'm doing terrible at remembering what I say.
Yeah,
Welcome to the What Did You Think podcast, episode 9.
nine, nine.
Yeah. So what's up? I mean,
So
I think thank you guys so much for watching and
not 9 episodes. You know,
no.
they say if you make it 9 episodes, you've pretty much made it. So that's an industry
I'm
secret.
not sure who says that, but or is
I
it
said
you?
it. I mean,
Yeah,
we could start it.
that's
We could
fair.
make it the new thing.
Right. We could. We
Hmm.
could. Um, I think the movie that we just saw today was definitely a 9 for me.
But in the words of a
And
Ben
that
Brooks,
for our
we
German
gotta get
viewers
some
out there.
content. Oh man, we're
Wait, what do
really.
you think?
I thought you were calling it a 9 out of 10.
No.
Yeah, but what I was gonna say was, in the words of Mr. Ben Brooks, we got to get some content first before we jump right into the movie review.
Right.
Um, so you
How
know,
was your week?
it's going. It's a week. Uh, you
We
know,
got the Oscar nominations coming up.
soon. Yeah. I
Yep.
was actually gonna ask your opinions on the Golden Globes.
Oh, yeah, because
Yeah.
that happened last week. Um,
I
so
mean, it happened since the last episode, so
yeah.
yeah.
Hmm. But anyways, so I watched some of it, not all of it. All right.
Hmm.
Thank goodness it didn't, because I can't really necessarily stand the Golden Globes. There's just something about, like, okay, this might sound terrible of me, but like so many like people that are just better than me sitting in a room just like eating and everything makes me kind of like feel really terrible
Isn't
about
that
myself.
exactly what the Oscars is, though?
Shush. It's
Or
dimly
like pretty
lit and you
much
can't see all of them.
like any meeting of a few people is what that is too,
That's
also.
true. Well, either way, the Golden Globes had a new host this year with Gerard Carmichael, who is a phenomenal comic. Um
Yeah.
and just like any time he was like doing his monologues or anything where it was like legitimately funny. I think the whole thing with the Golden Globes is like, oh, this is dark humor, guys. This is because they've had Ricky Gervais or whatever. So I think
Hmm.
they're trying to like
They're
not
trying to
have
be
Ricky
the
Gervais,
cool
but have
kids.
like exactly, yeah,
They want to
like
be the Wendy's Twitter of award shows.
they
Um,
do. They do. No,
but
Gerard Carmichael has a good Tom Cruise joke that
really,
I think landed, but was not
I
well
didn't watch the
received.
Golden Globes, so you're gonna have to let me know uh what happened.
I will. I will. Okay.
Yeah.
So there's several clips on YouTube and Twitter that you can find, but or you could, just ask me and I'll recreate everything to the best of my ability.
All right.
Uh no. But the Gerard Carmichael as the host, he's a pretty good job. I was actually watching an interview when he was on the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon talking about promoting the Golden Globes, and every bit that he had planned was like turned down by the Hollywood Foreign Press. And he finally he finally talks them into like having him just like stare directly into the camera and just talk about Oprah Winfrey and his mom not thinking he's black anymore. And it's just like, I'm not even kidding. It is so funny, and it's like they just had that be the promotion for the
That's
Golden
great.
Globes. So it's so good. Not unfortunately, his movie was not nominated for anything. Um,
Yeah, it was good. I watched it late last year. You're talking about On the Count of Three, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's good. I don't tell anyone I said this. It's a little overhyped, but it's a good debut.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen it, so I'm just gonna agree with you.
Hmm.
Uh, I haven't seen any of these movies on the podcast, actually. I just kind of like
Right.
guess and hope I'm in the ballpark here.
You're just
That's why I
faking it
ask,
till
what
you
did
make
you
it.
think? And then
Right.
it's yeah. And then of course some award stuff happened. A lot of stuff that I don't care about, a lot of stuff that I shouldn't care about, but I do. For instance, Colin Farrell winning Best Actor in a Drama Role. Now, there are many things. Colin Farrell, yes, he has a good performance in Banshees. All right. But he also, when he got up there, I think he was a bit drunk. I think everyone was. But Ana de Artemis presents the award, and the first thing he says when he gets the award, he goes, "Anna, I loved you in Blonde. I saw it and I cried myself to sleep that night when I saw it. And just the shot of your ankles hanging over the bed or whatever, just like it just really hit me. I just like I'm being serious. I'm being serious. I just cried myself to sleep. Anyways, I want to thank my wife and my I'm not even kidding. So of course I think Brendan should have won.
Was he nominated?
Yeah, of course. But of course, I'm not worried about it because it's not the Oscars. The Golden Globes have to be different, so I'll
Right.
give
I
it
mean,
to him.
yeah, there is some correlation from what I hear, but if they were the same award show, one of them wouldn't exist. So,
Right. Kate Blanchett won Best or Lead Actress in a Drama Role for
I could
Tar.
see that. I could see that.
Michelle Yeoh won Best Lead Actress in a Comedy or Musical. So, congratulations to her from Everything Everywhere.
Mhm.
And my highlight of the night
The only part of
was
the Globes that I actually saw
yeah
was
was
this.
was what did you think won Best Podcast that was made around August, Octoberish, Novemberish time that stars two people named Ben and Cameron that live in California? And I honestly, none of us were there because we didn't know that was a category. But I think I saw what was it, Nicolas Cage accepted the award on our behalf. So,
Yeah.
but congratulations to us, honestly.
Yeah, that's actually I didn't hear about that. But
Yeah,
I'm hearing about this for the first time now. Wow,
right.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
But
I want to thank our two number one fans, which is Sarah and Isaac.
yeah, constantly fighting for the top spot. But
No, Kei Kwan
yeah.
won Best Supporting Actor in a lead comedy or musical role, and he gives an incredible speech. It really is so
Hmm.
good. And it's been 20 years since he's been in a role. I'm so upset that he's not in anything else. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? His
Yeah.
last role was with Brendan Fraser in 1991.
But he's coming back though. He's coming back
Dude,
because
he's
he's
in
already got
Loki season
he's
2.
got Loki season 2 lined up. He's got the new Indiana Jones lined up. He he's on the radar again, and this
I'm
time
so
he's
happy.
like gonna be taken serious. Like oh, a kid actor. Now he's full force.
Absolutely. I've not seen Temple of Doom, so I need to.
I haven't seen a
But
single Indiana Jones movie.
I've seen one, but I don't know which one it is. So I feel like I'm gonna start them one day in
Yeah,
like chronological order, of course, and just figure out which one that it was. I was like, oh, I've seen this one.
yeah,
I know it wasn't with Shia LaBeouf, so I can roll out that one.
right.
But no, it is. He has such a good talent with his role. Uh, and not Shia LaBeouf, Ke Kwan. No, he uh he delivers such a great performance and everything everywhere that it's
Hmm.
like there's a reason he's winning all of these awards at all of these events is because like he's legitimately so good. And I think it's just like there's a comeback story with Brendan Fraser, you know what I mean? And but this is also like a comeback story for Kwan because he like hasn't been in anything in two
Right.
decades. You know what I mean?
It's
Uh,
crazy to see that his last role was so long ago, and
so long ago.
now he's
So
coming
long
back.
ago. But that was the Golden Globes. They had a piano player that would like play people off if they were going too long, and everyone was getting so annoyed with them that they were just Michelle Yeoh was giving her speech, and she goes, "Shut up! I can beat you up." She
Really?
said
I mean,
that.
she can.
Yeah, absolutely. But Colin Farrell was like, "Stop it! I'm not done," and like they were all like shutting. Feel
I
bad for
mean,
this like
he's
this
probably
40
just
year old
following
piano
orders.
player that's
Yeah,
probably crying, like making not that much money as these people, as these movie stars are telling her to shut
yeah,
up.
and he just has executives screaming in his ear, "Get him off the stage!"
Oh my word, I would hate that job. Okay, I'm trying. No, uh, there was a few other ones. Barry didn't win anything, unfortunately.
Hmm.
Um,
What was it
I know,
nominated for?
uh, a comedy show. Bill Hader was one for lead actor. And I
Man,
think
he didn't get it for lead actor.
I don't I think it
I
was
don't
like Tyler. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know
Tyler
who was
James
going up
Williams won an award,
against.
but maybe that was supporting. I can't remember who won it for comedy.
Man, Bill
Um,
Hader needs to start getting acting awards because he is so underrated.
underrated. He is underrated.
Yeah.
He is underrated as an actor.
I don't know if
But
I necessarily agree, but there was people saying that he deserved an Oscar for it too. And if you get, you know,
I haven't seen it.
if anything in that movie was going to get an Oscar, it would have been him. But
Well,
he's just such an underrated talent right now. We'd love to have him on. What's up,
yeah.
Bill? Hit us up at
Hong
Insta.
Chow didn't win any awards, unfortunately.
Was she nominated
Um,
for anything?
I'm sure she was.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But what was it? Yeah, Bill Hader didn't win anything. Henry Winkler didn't win anything. He was nominated. But yeah, I mean, there's always next year. Yeah, Cameron, you also told me today that you are caught up on Succession.
I am. Actually, right after finishing the movie we're going to talk about today, I came home and I finished the last season that's out right now, season 3. What a show. I've
Yeah,
watched the whole thing in a week and I'd love to talk about it
later
later
when the season 4 comes
when
out.
season 4 is
Um,
fully out. Yeah.
no, I know I mentioned this. It's one of my favorite shows out right now. This is to me the only show I'm really comparing to Breaking Bad as far as like just how much I love it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, and that's all I'll say. It's if you haven't seen it, absolutely watch it. I kid you not. It'll be the best 29 hours that you'll spend.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It is fantastic.
Well,
Yeah,
you know
and
what else
it's not going to
is
be our only season 4 this year. Hopefully we get
yeah,
Barry
we have
season
Barry
4.
season 4 too. Barry
Um
season 4.
we have, we got a lot of stuff lined up in the TV and movie department. Wait, what's
Right.
that? Did someone say
There's wait,
movie?
I was gonna say there was also a third show that we were talking about that comes out soon
Yeah.
or a few days ago was The Last of Us. And
Yeah.
I mean, it was a great first episode, wasn't it?
Well, actually, I'm holding my opinion until it settles a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Right. I don't want
But
to get too premature with my answers right now.
but speaking of 3,
Mm.
that brings me up to the movie for this week, which is M3GAN.
M3GAN.
Or Megan, as some of you may know.
As some of
And
us may know. And
yeah.
Ben, who made it? Who's in it?
Well, Megan, directed by Gerard Johnstone, is about a robotics
Who's in it though?
engineer. Is about a robotics
But who's
engineer
in the
toy.
movie?
Stop! Shut up! I'm trying to do the introduction for this. A robotics engineer, toy company builds a lifelike doll that begins to take on a life of its own, and of course, it stars Allison Williams, Violet McGraw, Ronnie Chieng, and Amy Donald.
Nice.
It's PG-13,
Okay.
horror movie. So
It's not necessarily a death sentence. So I guess the best way to kind of preface the conversation about this is to look at it in the way that the world saw it before it came out. What we have here with M3GAN, or as as Ben said, some people are calling it Megan. We have a first week of January PG-13 horror movie. That's never a good sign. Other
never.
similar releases are like The Bye Bye Man or other things like that. I think Slender Man, that was PG-13. I don't know if it came out in January.
Invitation.
Yeah. But a lot of a lot of history in the January horror movie releases, none of which is good.
None.
But surprisingly, as it was starting to be seen and starting to be reviewed, people were talking about how it's actually not that bad. So much so that according to an article that I read, I don't know if this is still accurate or if it ever was, but it was the first movie in over 40 years to be released on that day and have a fresh Rotten Tomatoes score.
That is good. That's good job. Great job. That's almost Avatar numbers right there.
Seriously.
So,
yeah. Watch out, Spider. They're coming for you.
Avatar also has a Rotten Tomato score, so they're practically the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. What'd you think of it?
Thanks for asking, man. This is going to be an interesting episode because this is not that we don't disagree in some things, but this is going to be the first time where me and Ben come to an episode with almost opposite opinions of a movie.
Yeah.
Because I actually really enjoyed it. I found a lot to like. It's not perfect, but you know, given what it is, it's pretty good. Ben, what did you think?
I also really enjoyed it, but for all the wrong reasons that the movie wanted me to enjoy it for. So yeah, I mean, it's hilarious. It is funny. It made me laugh,
Yeah.
and uh, I chuckled. So
Here's the main issue. Me and Ben disagree on how much of the funny stuff in the movie was supposed to be funny.
I don't
I
think.
say that this is full on a horror comedy, and Ben says that it's not.
Well, hear me out. I think yes, it is a horror comedy, but I don't think the comedy parts that I was laughing at the movie was intending me to laugh at. Okay.
Okay.
I think what at the root of it, the movie has a huge tonal issue because I do think some of it is trying to be funny and lighthearted, but there's so much of that going on that I think it interferes a lot with the horror aspect of the movie, to where it's constantly clashing of should we try to take this approach funny or should we take this approach as serious? And it's not, to me, it's not made clear on which is which or which is being done at the time.
Yeah.
So
So, for the spoiler-free people, we're not going to get into too much detail yet, but basically premise of basically premise of what the movie is. This little girl, her parents die, and then she has to go live off with her aunt, and her aunt is a toy maker, and a toy that she just made is a android that looks like a little girl. It's a robot that can do all the things a human can do with all that stuff. And then maybe the robot kill people. Who know? Yeah, that's pretty much
yeah,
the premise.
right.
And I can see what Ben is saying about a potential tonal issue because it is a horror comedy. There are, from the get-go, the very first scene in the movie is a obviously satirical take on Furbies, and it's very clearly setting the tone of this is not a movie that it takes itself incredibly seriously. But I also do agree with Ben where there are points in the movie where they try to have a more grounded, you know, discussion of its themes. And I do think that the problems don't necessarily come in tone or tone balancing or whatever. I think there is a lack of confidence in the script that made it kind of suffer a little bit.
Sure. I mean, you could just say the movie's bad and
No,
like
I here's
no.
okay. My biggest way to example this is I think this was made as an R-rated movie. There are times in the movie where you can see people mouthing F-bombs that aren't said, that you can see splashes of blood that seem a little too big for if a movie that was made to be PG-13, but you never really see those splashes get made. You just kind of see it all as aftermath. There's a lot of weird cuts and a lot of interesting choices that seem like a movie that was made one way and changed very late in the process to be something else. And I think that is what really takes it down. That and one other thing, but I'm going to give Ben an opportunity to, say some
Sure.
of his thoughts.
Now, I went into this movie wanting to enjoy it. I heard of the Rotten Tomatoes score. It was like at a 98% when we went to go see it. So I was like, I mean, sure, this can't be bad. And immediately when they said her full name was Megantron, leader of the Decepticons, I immediately thought that was a bit on the nose for me, but I let it slide. I figured, you know what? No, this is no. Her name is not Megantron. Sorry to get you guys excited. Our Transformers fans. uh, yeah, no. I was gonna, yeah, we're gonna skip, yeah. Anyways, so, it's just like this is like me trying to talk about like a Magic Treehouse book that I read like 10 years ago. That like I'm sure it was, like amusing and fun, but I don't have a lot to really. There's a few of things I have to say about it, that that are complaints, but I just can't say it for the sake of spoilers. But like uh, 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 I know when the movie is trying to be self-aware and funny, okay? But there's some scenes that like are supposedly really intense that I'm like still cracking up at. It's like so bad. And all right, you know what? I'm just gonna go into it. So not spoilers, but just like I'm gonna go into some deets. So the lead actress is Allison Williams from Get Out. She plays Rose in Get Out. She is a million times better in Get Out than she is in this movie. And I don't understand why that is. It seems odd. Her
Uh,
delivery is off. I'll tell you what it is. It seems like the only person there were only two actors that cared to be in this movie, and that was the like head organizer of the toy company, Ronnie Chieng,
mhm.
and Violet McGraw, which is the younger girl, the little girl. I thought they both actually like wanted to be in this and were having some fun in this. Whereas with Allison Williams, she is like a lot like what's the dude's name in Violent Night?
John Leguizamo.
Oh yeah. Thank you. Um, I felt like a similar situation with him. It's they just didn't care to be there and were just
Yeah.
there for the paycheck because her acting is not great in it. And as a result, I was like, if she's gonna be our lead, like be more engaging. I feel like, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
I
I
thought the
think
daughter was fine, and I see people clowning the daughter or the little girl. There's no reason to do that. This is her first role.
it's
Okay,
not
it is.
the main girl.
Yes.
This is not her first role. I was just about to talk how she was really good in a different thing that
Oh,
I've seen.
I thought this who's. Oh, I saw it's Amy Donald, but that's just Megan's voice or stunt double. What? I don't know
There's
which one
one
she
that
is.
plays the body and one that plays the voice. If you're talking about the girl, like the main daughter, she's already been in stuff,
I know she's in Doctor Sleep.
and she was also in The Haunting of Hill House.
I've not
Um,
seen.
I have seen. So this does speak to what you're talking about of a bunch of quality actors and actresses who seem to be less than their other performances in this. And I think that probably has more to do with the director than it does any individual actor. Because I just checked his IMDb, never seen anything he's done, but this is only his fifth credited thing on IMDb. And that's like including episodes of TV shows and stuff.
Right.
So if I just don't know, I don't, first of all the other stuff that these actors are in are just better. I do like this movie, but I understand that it's very flawed. The other stuff that they're in, Get Out, Hill House, Shang-Chi, they're all just better movies, right? They have more to work with and they have more to do that. And on top of that, a seemingly inexperienced director, it doesn't add up very well. So I I can yeah, I can see what you're talking about in terms of performances. Uh
It could very well be the director. Um, and it's dude, this is so stupid. It's like when you say that this movie is self-aware, makes me frustrated because that's excusing bad writing and bad direction. And
it's okay,
here's
so
the thing, Cameron, is I know one thing that's spoiler that rebuts what like you're gonna say, okay? But say it
okay,
anyways.
I think first of all, this is let's be frank, let's be straight. This is the M3GAN episode. I don't think anyone expected us to have a lot to say about this, and I also don't think anyone's really going to be that worried about spoilers. I think we
That's
can
true.
go straight into spoilers.
Sure.
We can summarize real quick. I enjoyed it. I found a lot of positives in the comedic elements, and I also thought it was overall just a fine PG-13 slasher. It tries its hand at some more deeper themes, which I think it fails due to uh just a lack of focus. But overall, I wouldn't say it's terrible at all. I'm excited for the kill count. Um, and you know, I can see this becoming a big thing or falling into obscurity. It could really go either way.
Yeah.
What about you, Ben?
I think this is ironically good. It's like this is a perfect movie where if you have your friends over and you put this on, like you guys are gonna crack up at it. Like this is so funny. For all the wrong reasons. There no and okay. There are some jokes that do land, I think. Uh, but that is like not common at all. It's a lot of it is simple, just stuff of like overreacting, where it's like Megan is drawing a picture and the guy's like, oh, what? It's like, I kid you not. That's like what he sounds like. That's what he does.
And I think that's fully on purpose.
There's no shot, dude. There's no
Yes, dude.
shot. Dude, this is I mentioned the spider being that's what it is. It's Spider, but just the movie. Like this is Spider's movie, okay? It's just straight up Disney Channel, okay? This is if you went on Disney Channel and they're playing a M3GAN movie and you turn it on, I would not know the difference.
Here's the thing though. If it's Spider amongst the avatars, it's a bad actor. If it's Spider amongst spiders, it's intentional.
No, no, shush. It's
All
also
right.
look at the studio, Blumhouse. Okay,
Blumhouse makes good stuff.
Blumhouse has their fair share of crap, also.
Yeah.
When was the last good thing they've made? When was the last good thing they've made?
I'm pulling up Blumhouse Wikipedia. Give me a second.
Because I guarantee it.
I'm about to knock your socks off, bro.
It's been 5 years since the last good Blumhouse. Well, unless Black Phone was Blumhouse, because I haven't seen it.
It is.
But I haven't seen it.
So you already. It doesn't matter. Sorry, it happens. It exists. All right. Let's see here. Is there a list? We got.
They made Vengeance.
So M3GAN, Halloween Ends, Vengeance, great thing. The Black Phone, Fires. Okay. They made all the Paranormal Activity stuff. The Forever Purge, gotta love it. The Invisible Man, that was good.
I haven't seen, so it sounds like I've only seen the bad ones.
Yeah,
but no, from what you're saying, statistically, it's like 1 of every 5 movies that they make is good.
They made Us, Jordan Peele.
No, that was not them. That was Monkey Paw.
It says it right here, man. Us, Jordan Peele.
Well, Us still isn't that good.
They made Unfriended. They made Upgrade. Upgrade is fantastic.
Upgrade's a lot of fun. But I mean, they made the Creep movies. Yeah.
Get Out. They made Get Out.
Well, so did they? Are you sure? I mean, it on their website.
It right here.
Yeah, it's on their website. But it's odd. I haven't seen the Happy Death Days. I haven't seen the Insidious.
Apparently, they made Martyrs.
Interesting. Really? I hear that's like scarring.
It's supposed to be,
Split,
Whiplash.
So I'm sure they made Whiplash.
They made Whiplash.
The Belko Experiment. Well, okay, like I said, every like 5 they made the Green Inferno, which is another one that's like
supposed to be pretty good, but also terrible.
Yeah. So statistically, it looks like 1 out of every 5 movies they make is good. What makes you think? So you think they're getting their 1 out of the way right now, and then they're gonna make their bad ones? There's no way. Cameron, there's a reason this is coming out in January. It's a January horror movie. There are no good January horror movies.
And it's a great January horror movie.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Keep in mind what spoilers. That was the tangent. The Blumhouse tangent. Okay. You go first. You lead in, and this will be a what did you think debate.
Okay, so I'm gonna ignore just saying spoiler in the beginning. I'm just gonna jump into my complaint that is a spoiler.
Right.
Okay. So a reason why I don't think that this movie is self-aware all the time is for the simple thing. What? For the simple thing that one of the characters, who works at the toy company, we see him. It shows a scene of him downloading and stealing work files on his laptop. And immediately when it showed that, I'm like, oh, he's probably going to be like programming M3GAN to like, maybe because he's also being mistreated by his boss. Okay. So I figured, okay, this is how he wants to be in charge of the company, or so he wants to move up. So he's going to program M3GAN to be bad, and she's going to kill some people and end up getting this guy fired. Well, literally, I was like, okay, it's not, great writing, but at least like they're attempting a twist. Okay. So whatever. But at the end, it's like they forgot that they did that with the movie, and then right before Megan's gonna kill him, she's like, why does she go on a monologue before? Okay, Megan is and end up killed the boss, and she's like, why did you do that? She goes on this thing. She's like, I could leave this here, and people are gonna think that, oh, you were just stealing work files and you were out to get them, and that's why you killed them. I was like, no, they say this at the end of the movie, Cameron. That is
Okay.
not good at
So it
all. They
sounds to
set up
me,
something,
it
but delivered
sounds
it
like to
poorly.
me, thank you, Ben, for handing me the best argument I could ever have. You went into this movie wanting it to be bad. So you look for things to be bad. And then when they're
No.
not bad in the way you want them to be bad, you say they're worse.
Cameron, a 5-year-old could figure out what they were gonna do with that.
They
Okay?
were saying, okay, for what? Okay, all they set up is that he was stealing files. They didn't set up he was programming Megan because Megan was already doing Megan things before he did that.
Well, I figured it was gonna be like
I figured that you don't know what
flashback.
movies are. I don't. Did you even know that it's like videos or like a bunch of still images played fast, so it looks like they move?
First of all, they're called moving pictures. So
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, Ben.
First of all, you think you're a mega mind right now. So
Minion bucket. Okay. Listen. I think this is like a 10 out of 10 movie.
I don't think that. I just think you're giving this movie way too much
I
credit
give
than
this
it
movie
deserves.
the credit it deserves, which is that it is self-aware, it knows what it's doing, and it was wasted potential.
Hitler knew what he was doing, and it was still bad. All right, that's my argument there. Anyways, Megan. So
Okay, so first of all, the very first scene in the movie is a satirical commercial. You can't look past that. This
and
shows
that was funny.
self-awareness, comedic intent. Okay.
Sure, some of it's trying to be funny, but that scene of him stealing the files is not played for comedic effect.
It's not,
right?
because it's set up. And yeah, it makes perfect sense. If she wanted to try to kill people and get away with it, she needed a reason to do it, right?
Killed him
She's supposed to be super duper smart, right? So if she knew about that and she wanted to kill the boss and she wanted a way to get away with it, she kills the boss, kills the assistant who she knows is doing bad stuff, so it's like an alibi. It fits.
No, it doesn't. That's the thing. It doesn't.
Yeah.
You don't think there's any security cameras at all in that freaking like Trump Tower looking toy company?
A security camera would see a guy working at working on a laptop at a work building. That's how that works. That's how it is.
I'm saying the murders that were happening in the building. All right, first of all, the building looks like Oscorp Tower from the Amazing Spider-Man series. Like, does it not? It's like why is that a toy company? It's huge.
Toy company make a lot of money, bro.
You're actually making me lose my mind. Okay. Whatever. Okay. The singing in the movie.
You cannot tell me you thought that was supposed to be serious.
I'm positive.
Who sings Titanium as a lullaby, if not a satirical murder doll, right? No one's gonna be like in the writing room like, man, what's a great lullaby for this totally serious scene that's definitely not comedic at all?
Dude.
Titanium.
If the producers, the writers, and the director was there in the movie, in the same theater that we saw it in, they would be disappointed and embarrassed on how we were handling and viewing that movie. All right.
If they were in the movie theater with us, they would be like, ha, what a nice comedic scene we have here. I'm glad we left it in. And that was so intentionally funny on purpose every time.
And this is coming from the writers of *Malignant*, okay?
James Wan, yeah.
And *Malignant* is leagues better than this is.
True.
All right?
I won't fight you there.
*Malignant* has no... I don't want to say it has no tonal issues, because I can't remember, honestly. But it doesn't have the, like, it's not self-aware. I figured if it was self-aware, we would see it's like ripples throughout.
That's not how that works
without these creators thing. I'm just saying.
That's not how that works.
The Coen brothers always have some Coen in their writing all the time.
You're right, they do. And James Wan had his James Wanness in this movie by making the killer a TikTok dancing murder doll instead of a Mortal Kombat flipping weird twin person. Like, there's James Wanness
You know,
there.
no,
It's
okay,
crazy.
and I give a bad argument. I give a bad argument there. That's fair.
Yeah.
All right, you can save your breath for that one. All right, you win that one. That's 10-1 me.
Yeah, I mean, people
I should
keeping
say
count would say it's like 1, maybe 5-0 me, but who really cares?
150.
Yeah, I get 105,000 points.
105,000.
Um,
0. That's 105,000. Just letting you know.
yeah, I don't keep track. I have people for that. I have people for that.
We have our editor out there that's
Yeah.
keeping track of it for us.
Okay. Anyway, listen.
Okay.
Let's take this debate aside for a second and talk about another part of the movie. And that is we can say some parts are comedic, some parts aren't. There are scenes that are supposed to be objectively not comedic, like how there's an entire theme of the movie about how children deal with death and about children's attachment issues. Would you agree? Yeah.
Sure.
And I think that those are done okay, but they could have been done so much better.
I would agree. Yeah. And I think I don't know. There's a scene where the daughter that has the dead parents is okay. I'm sorry. It's like I know I said I didn't have a lot to say. I do have a lot to say, but it's all negatives. I have nothing positive. So in the beginning, when the mom and the dad die, literally the next day, she goes home with her aunt and uncle, or her aunt. Sorry, there's no uncle. She goes home with her aunt, which makes sense. I guess she needs a place to stay. Okay. But why is it that same exact day there's a therapist that needs to show up?
This is one of my complaints with the movie.
There is no time for this girl to grieve. Okay. Whoa, you got me on something now because
this therapist walks in to a girl whose parents died the day, and we'll be generous, the week before, right? And then she's like
played up
wearing
like
her pajamas at 3 in the evening.
Away.
She's like upset at the girl for wearing her pajamas in the middle of the day. Like, first of all, normal kids don't do that anyway.
First of all, her parents just died. Why don't she relax? But my biggest issue, Cameron, it's not with that. It's not with the realistic, issues of would a therapist actually show up this early? Would they really be getting upset? Listen, I've got a lot of D&D books. I got a lot of dice. All right, I have collections of that. Mm-hmm. Eli, your brother, collects a lot of pop figures. Okay.
Yeah.
He doesn't.
I have my fair share of collectibles.
Oh, but what I'm saying is for Eli's pop figures, he doesn't take him out of the box, does he?
Right.
Why on earth has this therapist just never heard of someone collecting toys? People do that all the time.
I don't know.
And she then proceeds to be upset with the aunt for not letting the daughter play with these boxed up toys because they're a collection. She's like, so she's not allowed to play with those toys. And I'm like, get over yourself, therapist.
And also,
who are you helping?
She's so upset with the whatever the character's name is for not already having her entire life set up to raise a child, as if she's intentionally intentionally or not, she's a single woman with a full-time career. She's not going to have time or facilities.
My bad. I didn't have my siblings' death and my calendar that I could be planning this.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So in that, I agree with you. That is a flaw, or at least it's a weird choice, because I thought they were setting up that character to just be murdered because, that's common in horror movies. You have trash characters so they can get murdered later and no one cries.
Right.
But she's just fine at the end of the movie,
And the therapist comes back in throughout the movie. And she seemed, wow, there is a scene shortly after the therapist scene. Okay. No, it's less than a week though, because the Friday there is this this presentation to the boss. Mm-hmm. So literally in less than a week, a therapist is there making fun of the aunt for having a collection of toys, all right, and upset with her for her not knowing how to parent. Like,
Right.
chill.
Out of nowhere. Yeah.
So the aunt still, because aunt does the right thing and is not forcing her this daughter to go to school. You know what I mean? Because either summer break. I think that's what it is. I think it's like summer break because there's a camp that they go to in the middle of this.
No. I no, that's part of the school. That's an alternative form of schooling that they're testing out.
Okay. Well,
But
either way, so she takes the daughter to this like the toy company Oscorp, and she's upstairs and they're about to introduce her to M3GAN, and this is where another hilariosity thing happens where it's like the M3GAN doll comes in, greets herself to the daughter, and they go and they sit down, and M3GAN is gonna draw her a picture with one pen, one marker that's apparently an invisible ink multicolored marker. Draws a picture, knocks over a glass of water, and that's when the toy director guy is like, oh really? And then she like waves it in the we see the water or whatever explore the page, and it creates this like perfect colored, like it's like just perfect self-portrait of the daughter, and he's like, whoa, what? How? Oh, this is amazing.
bro, I don't know how you can describe that and not be like, this is a funny joke.
Because I think it's hilarious. I think it's so funny. I was cracking up. But I don't think that was intentional.
Hey
I
boss, I
really
have an
don't.
idea for a joke. What if she draws the picture with only 2 markers and then it's perfect and then people are surprised?
Because to me, it doesn't seem clear enough that is self-aware. I don't think so. I really don't.
So is M3GAN supposed to hold your little baby hand and tell you when all the jokes are?
I'm saying if it
Like, put on
was,
your 3D glasses. It's time for a joke.
dude, because I don't think so. I legitimately do not think that it's being self-aware. Is it funny? Yes. Was it intentional?
Yes.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I
Okay.
really don't. Now, and maybe I'm wrong here.
Well, guess what? Chris Stuckman and Carson Runquist agree with me. So
I haven't seen any of their videos. So
yeah, I have, and they're like Cameron from the What Did You Think podcast. I saw the episode early before they even recorded it, and he's right. He's right.
that's well because we record it on the same day
Right.
that we
They're
see the
actually, I have them
movie.
on call right now.
Oh, okay, that's
Yeah.
what it is.
Say
That's
say
what
hi.
that's who's
Say
talking
hi,
in your
Chris.
Hi.
Yeah.
Chris,
Click right
Chris,
here to get Stuckmanized.
can I get a role in Shelby Oaks?
I haven't seen the latest update video, so I don't know yet. Maybe. Okay, bye.
Oh man, nice
He had to
guy.
go. And
Nice guy.
Carson
Guys,
Carson was
make sure you subscribe to Chris.
yeah, we love helping out smaller creators.
Links below.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm
Oh,
not gonna put their links in there.
do you get notified if like a creator puts their like your channel
No.
link in there?
No.
That'd just be weird if he's like, oh, who's tag? What?
In all serious though, kind of side thing, he's starting a new podcast that I'm actually really excited for.
Chris?
Have you heard about it?
No.
Yeah. He's interviewing new not sponsored by the way. He's interviewing filmmakers, and they talk about their journey from how they got their very first movie ever made.
Wow. So it's like a rags to less
rags to
rags story.
Yeah, rags to less rags. And so it's gonna be pretty sick, I hope.
No, that's super cool. I like Chris a lot. We met when
Sorry we had to cut there. Ben just went
yeah,
on too long of a story.
I know it
Yeah.
was yeah.
We wanted this to be under 4 hours.
Yeah,
So we
and
had to,
I'll always cherish that moment.
yeah.
What he said to me.
Honestly, the way you described it too made me feel like I was there. So
Yeah.
I'll always cherish that moment too.
People say I have a way of telling stories. They say I have a
Yeah.
way with words. So
Yeah, and you do.
I don't have anything else to say about this movie.
Okay.
I know you probably do, and I'll just kind
Uh,
of go off of what you say now. So
all
you're
right.
good. You take it from here.
So we've talked about the debate, and I think it's really up for interpretation with at this point. And as we've said, if you think it's on purpose or not, there's enough to enjoy there. I think it's worth it to see it. Maybe not a theater experience, but if it's like on some streaming service, sure. But and then in terms of the themes, it tries, and I think it doesn't really get there. I think, like I said, the cast is underutilized. The script is choppy and like, you know, it just doesn't see the potential, because that is an interesting concept, and I think this is why it was edited down to a PG-13, because this is more for the kiddies, right? Like attachment issues and death in the eyes of children, like that's stuff that, you know, teens might want to
Megan.
teens are more needing to hear than you know, 17 pluses, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Part of me was because when originally I heard they were making this, I thought this was gonna be a I thought this was gonna be a third Drake and Josh installment, and I was I'm sorry,
Megan.
Megan. I thought that was gonna be like just all they were
Yeah.
saying. It was just Megan pranks the whole movie.
I'm pretty sure I heard James Wan and Jason Blum talking in an interview. That was the original goal, but Miranda Cosgrove was too busy working on the
Filming.
iCarly revival. So
Well, it was that, and then as they were like the day before, because she had a small window, and right before they were about to film, Drake got got in trouble.
and Josh, he was like, "That's it. I'm going with Christopher Nolan," and that
And
was
they
that.
figured putting Drake in a movie with kids and
No. Anyway, yeah, I
so
liked it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, we don't do numbers on the podcast,
Yeah, we do.
so you're gonna have to go to Letterbox for that.
Figure that one out.
But
yeah, I mean,
yeah,
what do we got for next week, Cameron?
I don't think we actually planned it yet. Not
know
like
we
we tell
didn't.
people anyway at
Right.
the end of the episodes. But I know I'm going to see Skinamarink by myself, Ben.
And I'm curious to know what you think about that.
Well,
and
too bad.
next episode, you got to tell me.
I'll let you know, but I won't be happy about it.
Well, I'm not going to see it. It's just so scary.
Maybe
if they had a PG-13 version of it, then I'd go see it.
It's actually not rated though, so maybe it's like rated G, and we just don't know. I will say, ooh,
What?
plane. Sorry, I don't want to plan on the podcast.
I don't want to plan it either, but I will say
it.
I'm playing it. I will say if there is, I don't know, because we got a few, because we could do an Oscar episode. I know there's a few movies, like I hear that Puss in Boots movie is like really good.
I heard that's supposed to be great. Yeah.
But it's just like seeing animated movies in theaters is so painful, because I always get a theater that is just full of kids all the time.
You got to go at the right time. You can't go like.
Well, they don't necessarily have a 10 p.m. showing of Puss in Boots.
Well, then you're just not looking in the right spots. But I will say that I can confirm for a future episode later, a little bit later, we have a first-time guest coming on for an exciting movie.
Oh, I'm so
I'm
excited.
sure
for
all
this
of us
movie.
are equally excited for. But yeah, it'll be fun.
I will say, oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say I can't say exactly when that'll be, but new guests, they're a longtime fan of the podcast, not necessarily on Isaac and Sarah's level, you know,
Right.
but who knows? Maybe they'll get on here and tell us about how like our podcast saved them from a burning building or something, and then maybe we'll get it.
Like if well, yeah. No, I'm still waiting on Women King to be in theaters. I need to watch it, and it is just not showing anywhere where I'm at.
Yeah.
And you think California would have all the shows, but apparently not.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm really waiting on that. And I know Anna Kendrick has a new movie out that I'm debating seeing, because it seems really depressing, and I don't know if I want to watch it. I think I'm going to.
We have options.
Yeah. Also, I heard through the grapevine, Oscar from the Oscars told me,
yeah,
that
the
there is
Grouch.
No, Oscar. Like,
oh,
it's named after him. The whole event is
right.
wait, actually, is it?
I could be the same guy. It's either Oscar the Grouch or Oscar from The Office.
Yeah, no, it is. Yeah. There is a slight but increasing chance that The Menu gets a nomination.
For what? Editing?
Ensemble.
Oh, I've never heard of that. You keep bringing it up. I've never heard of that Oscar.
It's an Oscar. The thing is, it's easy. I don't want to say it's easy to get. That's super stupid of me to say. But like typically movies with like a lot of casts, like a lot of people on their cast will get it.
Mm-hmm.
But also typically movies that have a limited number of people in the movie will also get it. So like The Women King will probably get nominated, but The Whale doesn't have like enough people to get nominated.
Bro, I don't think that this is an Oscar, bro.
It is.
It's a SAG award.
SAG.
Yeah, Screen Actors Guild.
Well, maybe not an Oscar then. Well, SAG is those awards are good.
Yeah. Anyway,
I'm
love
a
proving
big
you're
fan
wrong
of-
here on the podcast. First with M3GAN, now with this. You just can't catch a break this
for the
episode.
Spotify, I'm just editing out all the parts I'm wrong at.
Okay.
And you'll notice there's no cuts in the episode because I'm always right.
True.
It's just yeah. Well, Cameron, I'm going
You shoot me down, but I won't fall. I am titanium. You shoot me